There's something in the water that I presume is interested in us, by the way. So maybe
hit it.
eyes and ears.
Pog casts
I
green
said interested,
flame
not
blade
hostile.
and lights the axe on fire.
Interested is hostile.
Okay, in the...
You know, that explains a lot about your mindset, Esri. Jesus.
Hi, and welcome to Khyber Shards, a 5th edition actual play show set in the Eberron campaign world. I'm Philip.
I'm Eric.
I'm Colin.
I'm alright.
And I'm Casey.
And welcome to another show. Eric, tell us what happened last time.
Yes, we made it to the Rubble Warren as a collective, and Ari's... yes, Colin, go and take notes.
I forgot.
Ari's coin purse got snatched by a dastardly no-good kobold, and we chased him down and met the Rubble Warren gang with Kadric, Ilya, Bajak, and Levexi, who all had very cool adventurers' masks. And we discovered that they are an adventuring party that knows Donnabella, and that Donnabella is on a quest that she wanted to do on her own that took her below the city, below the rubble. So we basically negotiated with them to lead us to where she's headed. And also Pog managed to get all but Ilya's masks off of them by exchanging teeth for their masks. And yeah, that's the highlights. We also found out that Shade has a bounty out on her because of the eco-terrorism thing, which it was a bad drawing anyway.
Achievement unlocked. 1-star wanted level.
Yeah.
Shade loves it.
But yeah, we left off with us leaving behind the Rubble Warren gang and descending into Pog's favorite place, the Undercity.
I'm so excited.
Indeed. As Levexi
Oh, yeah.
slowly tortured Ari's loot to death.
Ari gave his loot in exchange for his coin purse, not realizing that the loot was worth more than the contents of his coin purse. So
I'm sure Ari realized that.
yeah, I'm sure Ari knew what he was doing. It's just inexplicable why he would make that decision. But
Yeah.
it'll come up. There's a reason. Just stay tuned, everybody.
Yeah. It'll become important.
Big old twist coming up.
Okay. So,
The loot is cursed. I just cursed Levexi.
Across all
Boy.
campaigns.
Yes,
You're going to be
I'm going to be a
wildly
real fan favorite after
unpopular
that.
with certain viewers.
Yes.
All right, so as we described last time, you going through this little archway, this opening, you descend a few steps before the old stairway that's here collapses, and at that point there is a rope ladder leading down, which you can descend as the only way to proceed.
What's our marching order? Just so I know.
That's a good question.
I had intended to be last.
That's
As I stayed behind.
Chances are
chat.
I'm first.
okay.
I generally would like to be towards the front.
Okay.
I'm good at noticing things.
And Ari is fine anywhere. So we've established the riddle. So viewers, you can now figure out. Sounds like Pog, Shade, Ari, then Esri.
Yes. And we would assume that Calambra is following along behind Shade.
The visual of a panther coming down a rope ladder is...
Oh, Calambra
unsettling.
actually sort of pauses at the top and then
Oh, right.
reappears at the bottom.
Okay, dude.
Yeah.
He's just the best.
I need to retire. There's no chance any of us ever get as cool as this kitty.
It's true. Absolutely.
I just want her show. That's the show I want. Okay, so I climb down the rope ladder as best I can.
All right. Once you have all reached the bottom of the ladder, you find yourself in just sort of a space of rubble and dirt where it's fairly clear some sort of chamber has collapsed. And it would be appropriate to attempt a perception check or an investigation check to see if you can identify a way forward.
I like that second option. 19 investigation from Ari.
20 perception for Shade.
I'm sorry, what was Shade's perception?
20.
20.
16
Natural
perception.
20 for a 21 on perception.
All right.
I don't know.
Looking about, the three of you managed to spot a couple of passageways. One is a fairly low passage that you could probably crawl into, and you also spot a handful of much smaller passages that kind of look like they would be made by, burrowing animals, that sort of thing, that have come out here. But with a natural 20, Pog spots the signs of the passage of a small person going into the crawlable passage.
This is crawlable for all of us?
It is crawlable for all of you, yes.
They didn't tell us what she was doing down here, right?
She's supposed to be. She's looking for something to prove that she went down into the Undercity.
It's like going into the
so the idea was
scary
it was just
abandoned house.
Yeah.
okay.
Beyond that, we don't know if there's any. Yeah.
This is the way. Somebody went over here really recently.
All right.
How big of it's crawlable for all of us? I guess
It's crawlable for all
Pog.
of you, yes.
I think I can get through.
Well, if Pog can get through, then I could walk.
I definitely can.
That's hurtful.
Aren't you like
but
6'4"?
true. But it's true.
You got a lot of mass, buddy. It's not a bad thing. You're strong.
I'm just accumulating is
Should
all.
I go first?
Please?
In case you get... Okay.
Cats can see in the dark, right?
I don't know.
Let him go first.
I'm not gonna let Cal go first. I protect him.
It's not the way you told the story.
Oh no, in the escape, I helped him escape and he helped protect me. It's a mutual thing. I
Sounds
will
good
go
to me.
Okay. So Shade stoops down and crawls into the passage, followed by Calembra, and then
Ari will go
Pog?
next.
Ari? Oh, Ari.
Oh.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if Pog was still spooked, but
No, I just didn't want to be the first one is all.
okay. Then yeah,
All right.
Pog can go. And then Ari will.
Pog is going. For Pog, this is a little bit more army crawl. So it's tight. But for the rest of you, you can get along on hands and knees, going along down this passage. The passage slopes. It is, from what you can tell, how many of you have dark vision? Let's just establish that right here off the bat.
Oh, I do.
Cal does.
Cal does. Okay. Cal does. Ari does. And did you say you do, Colin?
I do, yep.
Pog does as well. Okay, so Shade
I
and
also
Esri.
do.
Oh, Shade does. Okay, so it's just
The only
Sorry.
one that can't see in the dark.
It took me a long time to figure out where it was, but I found it.
Get this man some goggles of night stat.
Yep.
This may not
It's
have
the
been
glow.
our best plan. And
It
that's
just-
saying
I'm
something.
constantly day blind. or night blind, I guess. But what do they call it with light blind?
Oh, yeah.
From my own light.
All right, so the passage, for those of you that can see in darkness like this, you can tell, and probably Ezra, you can pick up this aspect of it from feel. This appears to be a packed earth tunnel with generally smooth edges. It's not, it was machine board level of smooth, but generally smooth size that would generally indicate use, and slopes down into the ground. It proceeds for about 100 feet before it begins to tighten.
Oh, good.
And pretty quickly becomes obvious that not far on it's going to be too small to proceed. However, a little before that point, there is a break in the wall on your right, Shade, that opens into a dark chamber. Looking through the opening, you can't see a lot. There seems to be sort of no natural light for you to even work with at all. But from what you can gather with your dark vision, it appears to be a fairly large chamber of unnaturally regular shape. And you can hear the movement of water, and also a sort of dry skittering and clicking sound, along with the occasional sound of wet tearing and snapping down below you.
Well, while we're crawling, and I just can't really see anything, I'll say, "No, Pog, you were pretty sure she went down here, which means there weren't noticeable tracks in other directions. Why would someone just choose this as their first option?"
I don't know. It's a bad option. I don't like this. Do you want to go back? We can look again. No, it's for.
If we
she
go
went
back,
forward, I
I'm
don't
leading,
know.
and I can't see where I'm going. So
You
we at least
also
need to
can't turn around.
Yeah.
None of you can
Just
turn
back
around.
out.
Guess I could put it in reverse.
Having been in cave systems like this, my chest is tight just here at my desk thinking
know.
about this.
The only movie I've ever actually been scared in is The Descent, and I am not happy about what we're doing here.
Although the noises
to
that
me
we
after, I'll
heard
give you
are
some
preferable
options.
to just hearing Donnabella laugh from the darkness. That would
Right,
freak me
yeah.
out more.
Just
Just
an
a small girl laughing.
Just an echoing, "Where are you?"
All right, guys, I think she's lost. I say we head back.
It's just the dead space singing "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star" down here.
Right,
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
Okay. I don't know, but
Need to
it's
be
the only
mentally
way
prepared.
anybody had gone anytime recently. So
Really, I'm just thinking. I'm hoping it was her choice. Is all.
could I tell whether it was dragging or not when I?
It didn't look like
Detective.
dragging to you.
Nobody looked like they had to go down here. It was footprints and then slide marks, and she crawled. They crawled. I hope this was she that crawled. Somebody crawled in
A
here.
specific she.
How do
You
we
also-
get out of this though? Because I can't breathe very well in here.
Shade, what do you see up there?
Well, there's a door opening here and some
There's
noises.
a door?
Well, it's an opening.
Oh.
And there's some weird noises. There's definitely some water.
Water's not that weird of a noise.
Well,
That's-
there's also something in the water.
I'm sorry, Pog, but we got to
better
keep going, buddy.
better go figure out what that is.
He's pushing Pog's butt, which is presumably in his face as Pog keeps stopping.
Pog is full stopped right now because
Yeah, go.
Shade hasn't
I
turned
could
anywhere.
just. Well, I could just produce fire and then light the space, but I don't know if that would be a good idea or not.
It seems a little
let's
tight
put
for
it to-
fire. Just
In the bigger
Well, in
area.
the
before-
opening space, but
Yeah.
there's also things in there, so we could.
also,
light-
there's things in here.
well, we're in here.
Can we get
Listen,
out of
let's-
here, please?
We're all talking full
Okay.
voice in a tunnel. I bet whatever's down here
I
is
didn't
very
know we
aware
had to
that we are
whisper.
here by
I
this
was
point.
whispering.
I'm
So,
picturing
yes.
like the TV show where it's like a cutaway of the tunnel
Yeah.
with all of you lined up trying to communicate with each other back and forth up the line.
There's no whispering
just
if you're
licking himself
all facing the
absently.
same direction in a line.
Go to the underground, they said. It'll be
Nobody
fun.
hears
they
what I'm
said.
saying.
Literally nobody said this was going to be
Pog,
fun,
yeah,
Pog.
we know this
Donnabella's
is
in
not-
danger.
We're in danger now.
Because
I
I
can't
can't breathe. We have to go forward.
Let's go in the bigger space. Go forward.
Okay. So I, regardless of the impatience behind me, slowly move through this opening to try to get my bearings a little
Okay.
bit and protect them from themselves.
So you can tell as you sort of feel your way out and get your head out and look that you are coming out above the ground in a break in a wall. Feeling around to either side, you can feel a fairly smooth wall made of cut stones. And with having dark vision, you can gauge that you are probably about 10 or 12 feet off the ground. So if you want to
floating
try
it?
and go down carefully, you can give me an athletics check. You can jump. Like there's no danger at this height of injuring yourself if you want to jump. But if you want to go down with care for noise and things like that, you can give me an athletics
Oh.
check.
Shade definitely does.
Okay.
13?
Okay. So you manage to get yourself out into a reasonably good angle for working your way down and descend the wall. You come down onto a solid floor. You can still tell there's water in the room, but it's not at this point under your feet. The skittering, clicking sounds are away. You can sort of work out that you're near a corner, and the skittering, clicking sounds are to your left, and the water sound is generally in front of you.
Okay.
And you can probably catch little bits of movement that you would guess to be the water ahead of you.
Are we still moving? It doesn't feel like we're moving.
Calumbra, you hear Calumbra drop softly onto the ground near you.
Pog as fast as possible follows.
Shade,
Okay, is
Ours
Pog
can
just
also-
trying to
Shade
get out of
is
the tunnel,
moving to the-
or is... Good.
Shade is moving to the left. She wants to be between where they're dropping and the skittering noises.
Okay.
Shade, I'm coming down.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Is-
What do you mean? What do you mean
Is
down?
Pog being careful, or is he just getting out of this tunnel?
Well, did I hear her land at all? I mean, she clearly didn't shuffle out to the right.
Yeah, you have. I mean, you have dark vision. You can tell that she has descended and that she is below you. I just mean, is Pog just getting down as quick as he can, or is he having to care about noise?
this
and
is a
things like that?
hustle. This is a hustle.
Okay. Yeah. So Pog scrambles down with a good deal of rocks sliding and that sort of thing, and you hear there's a sort of change in the tone of the skittering, hissing sounds.
Sorry.
Ari would be right behind Pog, and
Okay.
It's fine.
in Ari's mind,
Why is
we've
no
just
one
been
talking?
shouting
You're
in this
good.
tunnel, so any form of stealth has gone out the window a long time ago. So Ari's just going to hop down.
All right.
as well,
Ari drops down as well.
and just kind of
Crawl forward, and no one has at
no
any
one
point
has. You're
described what's happening. So, he feels the opening, and I mean, he's not running or anything.
Yeah,
He's
surely you
crawling.
put a hand out feeling first. So, yeah.
Guys?
Down here.
Ooh.
Also, there's something to our left. So just a heads up.
Me putting my head up doesn't help. Can't see.
It's down. It's down. You just need to come down.
I'll go catch you.
Just jump.
yeah, just jump. You'll be fine.
If I reach up and snap, can that give you a sense of direction? Just land on me. You'll bounce off.
Yeah.
How loud is the skittering? Would all of us been able to hear it, especially
You hear-
the creepy
you
noises
hear
you were
some-
just making?
Yeah, you can all hear, and you can now hear something sort of in the water.
Ari has his gun in hand at this point.
So
Just-
glad that we
All right.
made our
I'm just
presence
gonna,
known.
You see me, right? Pog?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see him.
Yeah. To the left. Just put your hand a little to the left. Okay. Yep.
I just
There,
sort of-
Okay. Yep.
Okay. It's noisy and messy, but Pog can get you down so you do not significantly harm yourself in any way.
Do we really not have a torch at all? No one? I mean, I know you said
Yeah. No, I don't need a torch because I can just produce fire.
that would be
But-
good.
Yeah, I don't carry a torch.
Do we want?
No, I mean, I have a stick, but
There's something in the water that I presume is interested in us, by the way. So maybe
hit it.
eyes and ears.
Pog casts
I
green
said interested,
flame
not
blade
hostile.
and lights the axe on fire.
Interested is hostile.
Okay, in the
You know, that explains a lot about your mindset, Esri. Jesus.
in the sort of livid green light that springs as Pog activates his mark and casts Green Flame Blade, you see a small creature sort of creeping its way up onto the land about 5 feet in front of Pog from a pool of water that stretches out around you about looks like it's about 15 feet across. But Esri and Shade, who have pretty good just perception checks, you see that it's not a creature. There are a bunch of them.
They are multitudes.
There are several of them sort of crawling along the wall. And there is still a cluster of them on the other side of the water, gathered around something.
Hi.
I have
Hi.
regrets.
So let's roll initiative.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Sorry, to clarify. So these terrible creatures are in clusters in front of us, between us and the water, and to the left of us.
And also across the water,
Oh, no.
where they are clustered around something.
What happened to me last
Oh.
session?
Yeah, I can't think of. I saw that when I was checking everyone. When I was
I only
making
have
notes of
8
like,
hit points.
But
How much did I
why?
push?
but I don't.
Did you fall on the rubble?
Donnabella's bomb hitting me. I fell on the rubble and took some damage. And I pushed a few times.
Yeah, I must have been pushing.
It may have added up.
I'm
Oh,
at
boy.
4 hit points down, and I don't know what I did.
I'm at
You
13
pushed a couple
hit
of
points
times.
down.
I don't know why I would push. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I'm sure those checks were vital and very important. Not at all about Ari's pride to not trip on an athletics check.
Well, I found a ladle, so I hope it was worth it, guys.
I rolled a 17 initiative.
Natural 20,
12!
which makes it a 22.
I got a 2. So I'll bring up the rear.
2 is your total?
Oh, it's my strength, right?
No, it's dexterity.
Dexterity.
It was just you clicked initiative, yeah.
It's a 13. No,
Yeah.
I did not.
Wait.
You didn't.
I'm sorry. It's your dexterity modifier added to your roll. So whatever you rolled plus your dexterity modifier.
Oh, you did a custom roll. I see.
Oh, I see. That's
So yeah,
what's up.
if you just click on the initiative section,
I now
it'll do it for you.
understand. I now understand what has happened. So 13. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ari, you're
Yep.
up.
Paint me a word picture.
Well, there's a large stone chamber. There's a break in the wall on the left side through which water has come and filled the center of the room, more or less cutting the room in half.
Okay.
In the flickering shadows of Pog's axe, you can see that there are mounds of mud rising out of the water. And there are a bunch of creatures who kind of glint in the flame. None of them are bigger than a mid-sized dog. They're all, mechanically speaking, small. But they are in clusters and they are moving, and that's probably the snapshot that you get in the moment.
Okay. Well then, Pog is going to.
You can't tell me what to do.
Pog's going to come stand in front of Ari and protect him at all costs. So, Ari, has been having a bit of a day, and is already operating in kind of a shortened fuse, and so seeing all of this in this unfamiliar place after crawling through this Titan tunnel, he just, he's right now mentally just got to find Donnabella. We now have this obstacle that is presumably going to take a lot of time and resources to get through. If not, the reality that Ari doesn't want to acknowledge that Donnabella probably came across these creatures and, oh God, what happened to her? So Ari, just without really thinking any regard or anything, just does his Mind Blast Thunder Wave.
Okay.
And previously, when he's used this, it has been kind of a psionic, like, mind-altering thing. But I think for the first time, this is more of a, like, psionic projection.
Like telekinetic?
Telekinesis instead of telepathy kind of thing. Where Ari's eyes just kind of glow pink, and he just, like, he doesn't, like, exclaim or scream no or anything. He's done with today, and God, these things need to die quickly. And so that's where he's at. So
awesome.
they need to make a constant, every creature in a 15-foot cube in front of me,
Okay.
and Ari's facing the water,
Right.
needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's such a bad roll.
Hooray.
Okay. Or what?
2d8 thunder damage, and they are pushed 10 feet away from me.
What is the size of the cube? 15 feet?
15 feet, yes.
Thank you.
And that is going to be max damage, 16 damage. So,
Yeah, okay, so there's a cluster of them that are coming up out of the water, and there's just this out from Ari, this wave of energy that ripples across the water. And you see 4 or 5 of them just lifted off the ground and tossed back across the water, where they land with a sort of crunch sound and don't move again.
also, any unsecured objects within the area are flung away from me, and the spell says that emits a thunderous boom audible out to 300 feet.
Okay.
So
Ouch.
And yeah, a bunch of rocks would also go tossing and other small detritus that you're standing in. And at that, because you really did just kill a bunch of them all at once, the remaining sort of half of them turn and begin skittering away as quickly as they can. Those that were clustered across the water skitter out through a hole. The ones on the wall go up the wall and into passages, into tunnels in the wall. It's, I mean, like you've turned on a light switch and there were cockroaches all over the room. Just... and then are gone.
Whoa.
Let's go.
Okay, so it's going to be that kind of a thing.
Whoa.
Everyone come in a little, just huddle up, little close here.
In the huddle, I would like good job, Ari.
I'm going to hold my staff out, and a swirl of glowing, looks like dust. It's things, living things, start to swirl around us. I'm going to cast Healing Spirit around us. So I can do this 4 times. Ari... Oh, come on, really? Have 1 hit point.
Oh.
Have 3 more hit points.
Thank you.
Pog, you're down?
I'm down 4. Yep. But I'm not the worst.
Pog have 4. And I'm going to give myself 1.
So is there a clear, I guess, path forward based on the layout of the room, Philip, where Donnabella would have presumably gone?
So right now, the only light we've got is the occasional sort of green flares of Pog's blade whenever he reactivates that spell. Are we going for any more serious form of light?
I will produce flame.
Okay. So you get sort of torchlight. I don't think we've ever seen Shade
have
do
a
this. What
torch.
does it look like when Shade does that? Well, Shade
I'm
can now
just
light it.
I have a torch. Shall we light that?
Sure.
Oh, you guys, hang on. I've got just the thing.
It's a stick with cloth wrapped around it. I don't know what it's called, but
We haven't needed
Torch,
this
I think.
for so long, but I
We've
kept
needed it for a few minutes.
Okay, I have it now.
Yeah. Here you go. And Shade lights it.
So in the torchlight, you can see that the room is a mixture of stone walls and places where the stones have fallen away or been knocked away and revealed loose, or not loose, but raw earth behind them. There is a wide body of water that is sort of that has flowed in and filled the middle part of the room. The water is full of these mud piles, and you are also standing amid quite a lot of bones of various kinds. There are mostly animal, mostly the bones of small animals, but there are occasionally recognizable skulls. There's also something, there's sort of a heap across the water where there was previously a cluster of these small creatures, which you didn't really get a good look at. But there are also several dead ones, clearly dead ones, lying on the other side and in the pool as well.
Can I answer your previous question? I'm sorry, you asked me what
Oh,
it
yeah.
looks like.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
And it's not just like a ball of fire. It's like she's holding crackling lightning. And so
awesome.
when it lights the torch, it's like a lightning strike ignites the cotton.
That's awesome.
I'm here for it.
Ari would try to start looking at where we came through that hole and try to find foot tracks and, like, ideally an investigation check to try and see any signs of somebody passing through this room. And try to
Without
find
being
it.
told that that's the plan, Pog is going to try to hold the torch like as far out as he can and look at that heap.
Yeah,
Okay.
you said there was a heap?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Ari has dark vision, so he just can't see color, but other than that, he can see.
Yeah, or you can give me an investigation check to examine the way you came down and see if there are signs of others coming down.
18?
18. You can't see any signs of someone else climbing down that are, at least none that are really clear. There's obviously signs of you guys both climbing and tumbling down.
Yeah.
But you don't see anything that you can definitively identify as a young girl coming down.
Am
They
I
have a distinct
misunderstanding?
movement pattern. That
There's an indistinct something where the creatures were?
Yes, on the other side
Oh.
of the pool.
That's what Pog's
I'm
attention
going.
is on.
Yeah, I'm going straight over there.
Okay, are you going through the pool?
Is there another way?
Not in standard modes of travel, no.
Then yes.
Pog is straight through the pool.
I've never made you guys travel across something difficult, so I don't know what you guys can do. But as you step through the pool, it's not deep. It comes up mid-shin at its deepest. As you go through the pool, the water is distinctly warm, which you are probably not expecting when you step into it. But the water is distinctly warm.
y'all stepping in some pea water.
That's all
Cal,
I
can you just pop over to see if it's the little girl?
I'm gonna be quick. You're coming over, Esri? Or you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going.
Getting to the other side, there is definitely a
Why? I wish you would stop beating your animals. while
Normally
on
those sounds are
camera.
on my end.
This is horrible.
It's okay. Nothing's happening.
No,
you put
no,
yourself
no.
over there.
They're on our side. This is awful.
Why you gotta make them walk through pea water? That's not nice.
There's definitely a body lying here. It is very obviously not Donnabella, as it is very clearly an adult human. So, are you investigating body or just identifying?
Yeah, investigating.
Yeah. I want to take a closer look.
Okay. Give me, Esri, give me a either perception or investigation. Pog can do this as well to sort of look at the scene.
Can I argue looking at a medicine check to look at it as from
Oh
just
yes, absolutely. To look
biological
at like
perspective.
what happened,
Yeah.
how the body came to be a body.
14 on my
Shade is just
investigation.
keeping watch.
I rolled
Okay.
a natural one.
Oh,
I still can't see.
okay.
How a body becomes a body. Well, when a man loves a woman very much,
I'm not sure it's dead.
So, Pog, you're looking about. You can see that very clearly. These creatures have been feeding on this body. It is an adult human. You would think male, although the body's in not a great shape, so it's not exactly easy to tell. You would recognize Pog. And I'll come to Esri's checker in a second, but you would recognize, looking down, the way that the figure is dressed, the sort of rags of his clothes. He's wearing, leather, studded leather armor that's been torn and slashed and things like that, but it's very, very good quality. And on the near the collarbone, there's a brooch pinned that has a stylized heraldic griffin that you recognize as the sigil of House Vatalis.
Yes. Another bureaucrat ate it.
I'm gonna take that off
Okay.
of the body.
Oh no, that's the spleen.
You are very wrong. This this is his fancy pen, and it's from the house.
I think he needs that, Pog.
He's dead.
There's a chance.
Nudges the body with his foot. He's super, super dead, Ezri.
Yeah, I can't see anything that's happening. It smells bad.
You can also see a torn pouch on the figure's belt. There's also a scabbard, but not a weapon in the scabbard. And looking at it more closely, you can see that there is the eyes of the griffin and the claws of the griffin and the beak of the griffin on the pin are all made of a iridescent gold gemstone of some kind.
He fancy.
I'm taking everything.
Ezri, as
Pog's
you
just got the body up on his shoulder.
Ezri, as you lean down and examine the body to try and work out something more detailed, I mean, it takes no kind of check to observe and say, oh, this body has been eviscerated by small creatures feeding on it. Like, that's easy. But to try and get something more detailed as you're trying to work out exactly what happened here, you're going through, I assume, a somewhat methodical process of examining for potential causes of death, when
Just slapping,
briefly,
reaching in.
as you shift the head slightly, there is a sort of flickering ghost light in the eyes, and you hear,
I told you. Drop the head.
What'd you say, Ezri?
No.
No, you said something other than no.
It breathed. It breathed. It's breathing. Put its spleen back.
It's dead. And Pog leans down to it. See, it's super, super dead.
it's super dead.
I mean,
I have the empty scabbard, and I'm gonna just lightly, not comically as best possible, just kind of prod to show like there is no response.
Sure.
This is a corpse. I don't. What are you being so weird about?
I'm gonna try to recreate what I was doing.
Okay. Nothing happens this time.
Pog stands up. We need to get back to the group.
I don't have any way to check.
Y'all find anything?
A fancy pen and a super, super dead guy.
All I can, I guess, ask here is, well, yeah. I mean, obviously he has an interest in necromancy, but do I have an idea of what might have just happened?
Give me another perception check.
Dude, while
Or
you do
not
that,
another.
the fact
give
that
me a
Philip
perception
thought-
check.
The fact that Philip thought so long makes the player right here go, "Oh boy, what's happening?"
21.
21.
Something weird. You have a feeling?
Your palms are itchy.
Mom spaghetti.
I was trying so hard. I was trying so hard not to.
This is probably stupid. I will try to speak into the super dead thing's mind and just say, hello?
Roll. Oh gosh, what would this be?
Terrifying. That's what I would call it.
Roll a. I don't know. Roll a check with your charisma.
Straight charisma?
Yep.
9.
Okay.
I'm willing to push. I'm willing to push if there's a reason. If it seems
There
like
is a different result with a higher check.
Sure.
There is a result here. There is a different result with a higher check.
I feel like a DM could
much
always say
higher.
that.
18.
You reach out mentally to try and connect with the mind of this dead creature, which you know should not work. And no one else sees this happen, or sees what Esri sees here. What everyone else sees is that Esri suddenly becomes very intensely focused on this body, and you probably get a little bit of the green flicker in Esri's eyes. Esri, roll a hit die for me.
What is my hit die? Where do I actually don't know where to find that.
It's a
Probably an
druid.
8, I think.
Boy, now I'm questioning whether it's an 8 or a 6.
Yeah.
If you'd asked me 5 minutes ago,
Hit
I would have been able to
points.
answer more confidently. But now we're
would they be
recording,
in here?
and so
To be fair, we were recording 5 minutes ago also, though.
okay, you
You got him.
just
1d8.
it is a D8.
D8. Okay. Am I spending a hit die or just rolling?
You are spending
the
a
die?
hit die.
Okay, I will find that in a second. 5.
Take 5 damage,
Okay.
and you feel the connection form, and a just deep, intense, sharp pain runs through your hands, and the head snaps towards you, and that ghost light returns to the eyes, and you just sort of hear, what is the connection? You feel a connection. What is it that you try to say into the creature's mind?
Who are you?
Vatalus.
Arend?
Arin.
Aren? Are you dead, Aren? Are you in there?
Grew thick everywhere.
Did you see a little girl down here?
No. Avia. They took Avia.
Avia. Who was Avia? Is Avia? Will be Avia?
Partner.
What took her? Gruthic. Do I know what that is?
What's your proficient in nature?
Yes, +2.
Okay. Yes, Kruthic are a subterranean species of animal that are some sort of strange border between reptile and insect. They are reptilian in a lot of ways and leathery, but they also grow chitinous exoskeletons and have 6 legs.
The cadence of
And
your sentence,
size-wise? Did you say?
Can range from young, when young are small, fully grown ones can be the size of horses.
Oh, okay. Well,
your cadence made it sound like you were going to say reptilian in some ways and leathery in others. It's just like,
And then the body's head drops back and the eyes go dark.
oh, Pog, did you see that?
Or what?
Buddies.
I said we were going to go back
Someone
over
closed the door outside.
to the
No,
other
the
guys.
body.
No, no, I said we need to go back over to them. Were you not listening to me just now?
No, I was listening to him.
Esri, he is so dead. Are you feeling okay?
Not as good as I was.
Your eyes are... What did you do?
I spoke to the body. I don't know how my hands hurt.
Why?
I'm gonna pull off my gloves. Was like skin come with it, or
Oh. When animals attack.
each other?
Sorry. Describe for me how your mark has expanded on your body.
No.
Dope.
So his, I think we've covered this in game, but his mark is sort of a ink blot, like a, what do you call those things? Rorschach
A Rorschach test?
blot.
Yeah.
Right. So there's sort of symmetrical across the palms, and so I suppose that it's grown in the same way on both sides up onto the forearm a bit.
Okay. Yeah, so Esri's mark is glowing a sort of greenish color all up along his forearms now. And is gradually fading as the pain is starting to dull.
Esri, what did you do?
Man, I need bigger gloves.
That's not an answer.
Gruthic. Do you know what Gruthic are?
Kruthic with a K.
Kruthic.
Well, Colin doesn't. Does Pog?
Well, Colin does.
Pog could make a nature check.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
want to
just-
roll it just because it's -1. Let's see. Why do I... 17. So I guess I probably have heard of them.
I buy that, Pogs. This is a monster that might be dangerous to adventurers. You do know what a Kruthic is.
This is a person. This is not a Kruthic.
Kruthic killed him and took his partner away.
They're down here?
Oh, that's worse than what was much worse
There's
than what was in my head.
Kruthic down here?
Yes, people stealing Kruthic.
And now, that you look in the torchlight at the bodies of the creatures lying on the ground, they look quite like that.
Ezri's going to hold his hands out and kind of grimace, and his marks are going to flare up again. And I'm going to use, I think, for the first time the entire campaign, the mark. Oh, no, second time. And cast False Life on himself.
While they've been doing that,
Yeah.
Ari would have gone to Shade, and assuming, I can't make heads or tails of where she went. You're much more skilled at tracking than I am. I don't know if you can spot anything, but I don't know where she went.
That's exactly what Shade would have done. Was perfect. Look.
Okay.
Look
Shade,
for
make a
tracks as well.
survival check for me.
I'll just yell out. This is a small chamber, right? We're not like a football field away or anything.
Yeah, you are maybe... the chamber's not more than 50 feet all the way across.
Look for spiky, spike tracks. Like big insect legs.
We need to get back to them. We need to
Ari
get to
says
them.
under his
See
breath,
those
Shade.
everywhere?
I would personally be looking for young humanoid tracks. I think that's more of our what we're going after.
Well, there's lots of spiky tracks, but like we just saw them cross the ground here. Okay. I rolled a 19.
So you can see evidence of lots of Kruthic moving around now that you can identify those tracks. Although it's tricky because a lot of the Kruthic tracks just end up leading up the walls. But you do see some
I
signs.
hate how I feel when you say that.
You do see some signs that of something being dragged into this room in a trail that leads over to the body that Ezri has just had a conversation with.
What?
Ezri, we need to go. We need to tell them right now. We've got to
And you can
Yeah,
see
we're going.
there's an opening in the far wall that seems to lead out into another passage.
Okay.
Pog
That
is going to
seems to
start heading back
be-
over to Ari and Shade.
The only exit/entrance that I see.
Yeah, other than what you just came through and a whole bunch of smaller holes up on the walls that the various
that's
Kruthic
where-
disappeared into.
That's where you said the body was dragged out from.
Yeah, the body was dragged in here along the ground from out in that,
Okay.
from through that opening.
Sounds like that's the way we need to go then.
Boy, this room sucks.
I bet it'll get better,
Yep.
but we should definitely go through that opening that the dead body came from.
Ari walks over to the opening and pokes his head through to kind of take a look and see
To provoke
what
the
there is to be
attack.
seen. What do his half-elf eyes see?
Looking out the opening, you see a rough tunnel leading in both directions, leading both left and right from here, and eventually bending away. So you cannot see where either tunnel leaves. But you can see that a tunnel goes in both directions here.
Do we see? Oh, sorry. Ari's
No,
looking
go
at
ahead.
Shade.
I was about to ask, I presume what you are also about to ask, is there any signs of which direction the body was drugged from?
Give me a perception check.
Great minds,
Love to be
Ari.
in- really love to be more investigative than perceptive, but we'll go with a good old 4.
What?
What
Well,
body?
Based on my deductions, the body presumably came from the left or the right.
Oh.
Thanks.
Listen, if there's clues, I can look at them well, but I can't spot things apparently. So let's
Shade would like to look.
Sure. Go ahead, Shade.
I've grabbed onto like Pog's
Survival or
garment.
perception?
Survival is fine if that's better.
investigation was.
I would like to push now.
Because she's looking for tracks. That's what survival's for. Actually, she's following a trail at this point, which is literally the point of survival.
Oh my goodness. I pushed for a natural 1.
What was the original roll?
No.
8.
8.
Boy.
The passageway seems to be pretty packed down, and so it'd just be kind of a guess.
Got a good idea. Let's split up. 2 and 2. Be fine.
We'll take the cat.
Great thinking.
I'll take the
I
pod.
will not. I mean, you will ask him and he can decide for himself.
I'll go the way the cat's going.
All right, I'm sorry, Shade. Pog, would you like to come with me?
We're going in different ways.
It was a bit,
What?
is what I was doing. So, no.
What what are we looking for? The bugs?
Can we look for not the bugs?
I mean, Ari got his information from Shade, so unless Shade doesn't want to share it, he'll allow her to present her findings.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This body was dragged out. This is what we got. I have shared information.
Dragged from which side?
Yeah. Which
We
way are
don't
we
know.
supposed to go? Oh, couldn't you just look at the drag marks?
It's packed in here.
I tried.
Stuff's
Can
looser in
Pog
this chamber.
look at the drag marks?
Sure, but now that we've learned that the earth is packed down, you have to do it with disadvantage.
Cool. Cool. We start with a 20,
Oh,
and
all right.
we
Pog's
wrap
rolling
up with a
everything.
2.
Oh,
Yep, that's how it
3.
goes.
That was survival.
Very much.
No, it was investigation. I like my bonus on survival here. But we start with a
I
2.
also liked my bonus on survival.
Yeah, we got a 5.
5. It's just real packed down. The earth out here is just real packed down. You don't see much in the way of drag marks.
Very much the 2020 meme of how it started versus how it's going. It started with a 20, wrapped up with a 2.
we haven't been particularly quiet yet, right? I'm just gonna
I would say
shout
that's probably accurate.
into the opening. Donnabella!
Oh, Ella.
I don't think that's going to...
I heard something. Yes, I
There's
I
a
believe
sound of
she's
dogs
barking at
coming
us.
from- Can we go to the dog side, please?
I mean...
I would have to check with Cal.
Don't we have Donnabella's sock? Can't Cal try to track the scent? I'm guessing we're thinking that she came this way.
Yes, we do. Because I have a cat.
and a sock.
I mean, I
and
feel like that's the
also-
whole...
No, you're right. And the panther also gets a, if I'm remembering correctly, I'm looking for it. He gets a bonus if the search has to do with the sense of smell. Yes, he has keen smell.
So advantage
So he has-
on scent. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, Cal can roll with advantage on.
Thanks, buddy.
Cal doesn't need advantage.
Can I have his then?
I know, right? It's not a natural, but he did roll 20.
Okay.
I feel like this is the most cat thing ever. You've already shared the sock with the cat and had a discussion about finding the owner of the scent. And he's just sitting there waiting for somebody to ask.
Yeah.
He's very gentlemanly.
He wants you to feel you're doing well.
Well, we don't so far.
Failure all around.
Cal walks out into the passage, and Cal looks around, looks up at Shade, looks around the passage, and gives a sort of and shakes himself, and the black coloring shakes off, and he returns to his blue and green iridescence, since
Stunning, sir.
you're not above ground anymore, so no point. Then he just sort of nods down the left side of the passage.
Thank you so very much, Cal.
Okay.
Follow
So
Cal.
we go that way.
All right.
Yeah.
And what's marching order like?
I mean, Ari's in take care of business mode. So unless, I mean, Ari's on Cal's tail, literally, not literally, but
I was gonna say, I hope not literally. Cal will have feelings about that, I imagine.
Pog or Ezri is essentially holding onto Pog's garment at this point, and
Pog's gonna grab the collar of your shirt so that you're like beside me, and we can.
Are we bringing a
walk
torch?
side by side? I've still got the torch.
Okay. So there is torchlight.
hey, can I ask you, Pog, to make a perception check, please?
16.
Sure. You grab my shirt, and it does not feel like a shirt. It looks like my shirt that one of the shirts I normally wear, but it feels like leather, like sturdy armor.
Oh,
This is
right.
a fancy shirt.
Yeah, expensive. Just no, it's good.
Did you go
Just,
shopping without us?
Last time I went to the market with y'all, I didn't get to shop.
That's a good point. Okay, we got to follow.
All right. So you make your way up the passage. Cal leads you around. Here and there in the passage, you see bits of old wall still present, but for the most part, it's tunnel. And at last, Cal leads you around a corner, and there is a clearly broken open section of wall that he steps through and into an actual passageway. And you are at an intersection where a passage leads down to the right and also straight on ahead. Both are strangely wide and high. Like, everything about this is oversized, but in a way that's somewhat recognizable since you live in Stormreach.
Might you call it giant?
You could call it
Giant passageway?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, that is very clearly what you're dealing with here. All of you recognize the oversized stonework of Stormreach down here. The passage to your right goes on for a way, but you can see that at the very edge of the torchlight, it looks collapsed. But about halfway down, there is another passage that turns off of it. And then going on ahead, you can see that there appear to be openings in the walls, quite wide openings in the walls, alternating as you go down this passage that you're standing at the front of, first on the left, then on the right, then on the left, then on the right, then on the left, going on down. And Cal is kind of looking intently down the passage with the alternating openings.
oh, okay. I guess
Well, this just got harder.
continue on.
Yes.
Checking out those alternating openings.
Right?
Okay. So you begin moving down the passage. Still Ari in front with Cal.
Ari wouldn't wait. So
Okay.
And Shade's as close to Cal as she can get.
yeah.
All right. And then Pog and Esri bringing up the rear. Coming to the first opening, you look to your left, and you can see that the alcove only goes back about 10 feet, but it is dominated by a huge slab with a carved lid setting on top of it. The lid is carved in such a way that it appears that there is a gigantic humanoid lying sort of embedded into the stone along the top. There are hieroglyphs and runes covering the walls inside the alcove, as well as covering the box. What is clearly a sarcophagus.
Did we know this was down here? Like, is it common knowledge that there's catacombs?
It's common knowledge that there have been layers of occupation to this site, and so there are
Right. So this isn't
archaeological
necessarily
strata.
this isn't necessarily designed as an underground.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
City built on a city, built on a city, built on a city.
Right.
I'm not messing with that. I mean,
Yeah.
we
We,
literally fought a mummy in the street, so I know where the story ends.
We
So.
did meet a big mummy.
Can any of us even conceptually mess with that? That is a large piece of stone.
I
I'm
mean,
not gonna like walk over and hit it.
yeah.
I guess I'm gonna try not to.
Pog, you seem to have
Never
been
know.
challenged.
I can move it, and Pog walks over and puts his hand on it.
Well, I wasn't
Nope.
suggesting
Buddy,
it. It seemed.
I bet you 5 silver you can. So if you do, then you're going to owe me 5 silver.
Pog, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy.
Why would you touch it? I mean, literally,
11.
the entire time Pog was walking over towards Ari would have been shouting, "No, please, Pog, stop!"
The minute you put a
Yes.
hand on the sarcophagus, you hear a slight snick sound, and then
I didn't push it.
there's a sudden sharp pain in the side of your neck, and you reach up and pluck out a teeny little dart, and you immediately take 4 points of poison damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Have you not read the short story? Carnathy Johnson, anytime he goes into these places, there's always traps. Thank
20.
goodness it wasn't the big boulder this time.
Not natural, but a 20.
A 20, but you shake off any other ill effects.
I didn't push it, but it stung me.
Oh, can I have that?
Okay.
What's in the right-hand alcove?
Another very, very large sarcophagus.
And the next left one?
Cal stops at the next left one and stares intently. There is another very large sarcophagus.
Well, looks like we need to investigate that one. Not trying to perceive anything, obviously. Trying to investigate some clues as to Donnabella's whereabouts.
You could investigate this one. It will almost certainly involve walking into the alcove and touching things. If anyone would like to make a perception check while standing outside the alcove, that is allowed.
Yeah,
Shade would
Pog
love
is not
to.
going to just walk into these anymore. So
Can you just hold the torch like inside for me?
I
23.
can hold it right here,
Just not.
just at the entrance. These
What
rooms
did you say,
sting.
Casey?
23.
You hear a soft sort of scuffling sound and the sound of someone trying to breathe very quietly on the other side of the sarcophagus. The breathing stops.
Ari's going to go in and investigate to see where the breathing's coming from.
Her breathing turned on the Xbox.
No, funny enough, Philip just got online.
Could be Mrs. Phillip.
I mean, Ari would knock on the lid of the sarcophagus.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Did you learn nothing from my woes? Why are you touching things now, smart guy?
16.
Hey, that's better. You jerk your hand back, and there's a dart bounces off the lid of the sarcophagus.
See?
Ooh, catch that.
Anticipation.
I'm going to go looking for the dart.
Make a perception check, Esri. As you, there's
22.
There's no response to your knocking on the lid of the sarcophagus. Although Esri and Shade, you hear something move on the other side of the sarcophagus, trying to move down towards the opposite end from where Ari is.
I was
Esri, you
walking
do see
in
the
since
dart.
everybody else is in.
Donnabella, is that you? Is it a critter?
I guess Cadric was wrong. I guess Donnabella doesn't need our help on this quest. I guess she made it on her own.
Esri, as you pick up
hoping
the
it was
dart
bigger.
and begin
Yeah.
examining it, the dart suddenly whips out of your hand and floats in the air. And you see a short female figure step out from behind the sarcophagus with her hand up and the dart floating a few inches out from her hand. And an elaborate papier-mâché unicorn mask is across the top
Nice.
half of her face, with a metallically painted horn projecting out. She says, "Okay, nobody move." That's where we'll end the episode.
Ari's just stuck like this because he went for a friendly wave.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Khyber Shards. If you want to be a part of the conversation, you can comment down below. If we get up to 50 comments on an episode, Eric will style his hair and shave his beard into the Esri style, and also notch his eyebrow, which we can all be hoping for a natural one on that attempt, because that
It'll be the
would
Ari style.
hilarious.
Eric will not be doing the styling himself. So to lessen that, it will be
Are you
rolled with
going to be
advantage.
wearing a shirt, or are we really going to sell this thing?
It's from the neck up. Ari from the
Okay.
neck up. And glasses. 'Cause
Thank heaven.
listen, hey, some people enjoy this just because it's not for you.
Is that really meant to be plural?
I mean, historically.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
And I'm the family-friendly danger.
Wow. You can also join our Discord, which you can find the link below, and find us on all social media at The Geek Pantheon. You can find Eric streaming on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Sunday mornings.
Yep.
Okay. It's the whole first third of the week. Half of the week almost. Whatever. First section of the week. Eric streams. Lots of things. Some of them are really fun to watch. Some of them are really depressing. But Eric is always engaging.
Yeah, it's fun.
You can also find Colin streaming at SorryBTR on Twitch, where the O being a 0. And that
me.
is still whenever jobs allow you to do so.
Yeah, if you go to twitch.tv/sorrybtr and you hit the follow button, you'll get a notification when I stream. That's the way to do
Let me
it.
give you a pro tip. He has free sound effects. You don't even have to spend bits.
I did until you reminded me that those are still up. I appreciate that that reminder. though.
But in the meantime, this has been Khyber Shards. I'm Philip.
I'm Eric.
I'm Colin.
RA.
And I'm Casey.
Thanks for rolling with us.